Kia ora and welcome to day 14 of the Beer Jug Advent Calendar. I'm Luke.
And I'm Joe.
Today we're drinking a beer from McLeod's Long Lunch Summer Ale, which is a table beer.
Yeah.
Table beers are great.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
You should have said.
I don't know if you knew this about me, but I'm a pretty big fan of table beers. With my brewery, Small Gods, we have it's the closest thing we have to a core range. A never-ending series of table beers that are all named after Knights of the Round Table. And there aren't that many breweries in New Zealand that have made a table beer, hey?
No, I think Garage Project have their Four Legs Good, which is a sort of funky, slightly wild ferment table beer.
Yeah, not a classic table beer, wild ferment, but yeah, probably an awesome name. Four Legs Good, and they have all the different tables on the labels, which is really cool. North End did one once. I don't know if that's the thing they've repeated a few times, but they certainly haven't released it in recent years.
No, I don't know if I've seen that since moving back to New Zealand. Who else? McLeod's, of course.
Yeah.
And Small Gods.
Small Gods, McLeod's, North End, and Garage Project. Pretty good group to be in. Well, I can't say it about myself, but certainly those three are absolutely some of the top three brewers in the country. McLeod's are, I feel like I say this every beer, but there's a reason we choose beer from really fantastic breweries. One of the best breweries in the country. Just so beloved by beer drinkers and brewers and people that judge in awards ceremonies alike. You're a big fan of McLeod's?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I really like their stuff. Fortunately, I don't get up to Waipu very often. But I've been up there a couple times. Always great to have it fresh. And yeah, whenever we can sort of get a fresh McLeod's IPA or something into the fridges or into our fresh IPA subscription, everyone seems to really enjoy it.
Yeah, and just really lovely people behind the beers. So it's Jeff is one of the owners of characters that you may have seen around. We've had him in one or two of our videos. So he's the main sort of guy behind the beers, and there's his brother, I think, is Gwyn. I've only met him a couple of times. He runs the hospitality side at the brew pub. And there's Jason, who is Jason Bathgate, who's a guy from Vermont, who's the head brewer and kind of a genius. So super highly respected by, again, everyone in the beer industry. He just has a really fantastic way with recipes and with a meticulousness to his approach. Really interesting guy to talk to about brewing, about recipes, and I suppose most famously and beloved amongst most drinkers will be the 802 range, eh?
Yeah, I think that's the postcode for Vermont. So before sort of hazy IPA really took off, Garage Project had done Party and Bullshit, and McLeod's had started the 802 series.
Yeah, in those very early days, it was, I guess, it was like Lid Ripper from Behemoth.
Yeah, there wasn't much of it around, and yeah, I think McLeod's especially just really pioneered the style in New Zealand. Everyone was super hype every time an 802 came out.
Yeah, my God. And they're into the 50s now, right?
Possibly even 60, maybe.
Yeah.
They've been in the 50s this year, so, so there is a milestone coming up.
Keeps on going. And it is their hoppy beers that they're especially famous for, obviously, because us New Zealanders love hoppy beers. But they're really good at brewing everything, to be honest. I love their lagers, their barrel ferment stuff.
The Smuggler's Bay range is impeccable.
Yeah, all the stuff in barrels, which is the really fun, exciting stuff that sells in much smaller volumes because it's way more limited. There's only a finite amount of barrels they can release, and also less of an audience for barrel aged stuff compared to the IPAs. But this being a table beer, we haven't even mentioned what a table beer is yet. What's a table beer?
We haven't. A table beer is probably one of the more broad styles of beer.
It really is.
It basically is just a low ABV beer.
As you can see in the cool artwork, a beer designed for the table. A beer to go with food, to accompany good conversation.
Yeah, so keeping that ABV nice and light, meaning you can sort of have multiple over something like a long lunch without it interrupting the conversation or, without overtaking the food. Just something sort of to sit next to you, without asserting itself too much. Just a great style of beer, and it can be taken a number of ways. It can be smoky, it can be dark, it can be nice and pale, like this example.
It can be hoppy, it can be fruited. You can kind of do anything with that. with this, but it is a Belgian style originally. So it's really nice that this has got a bit of some Belgian esters in there. You're getting a bit of like sort of a bit of like spicy fruit character.
Yeah, like a really light sort of spice character from that yeast. I'm just getting like, it's almost lager-esque in its like sort of slight grassiness and sort of a bit of lemon zest in there. I think I've said that the last 2 beers maybe.
Yeah,
but yeah.
True though.
Yeah, just so drinkable.
Probably some wheat in there, which is why you've got this really lovely head that's like clinging to the sides and just helping to give it a nice bit of body, which is so important. Again, I've probably said on previous videos that actually the actual alcohol that's suspended in beer is what gives it mouthfeel and viscosity. There's just, if you like have a bottle of vodka and you sort of cling it around your glass, sling it around your glass, you see that there's like a slickness, like an alcohol slickness, which is because it's 40% or so. So often you have lower ABV beers and they can just be really light and watery. So that's what I love about styles like this. I'm just a big fan of beer styles that are of the correct ABV. I personally wouldn't really choose to drink a low alcohol IPA. For me, an IPA should be 6.5% or thereabouts. The same way that a table beer should be in the 3%, or I suppose an English mild should be 3, maybe hitting 4%. So beer styles are designed to work at different ABV levels. So yeah, if it's an imperial stout, I don't really want to drink a 3% imperial stout. That's kind of doesn't really work, and I wouldn't really want to drink a 6% table beer. That's not what it is. So yeah, this table beer.
I think we had one of those in last year's calendar. The Sailor's Grave. I think that it said this is not a table.
Yeah, an imperial table beer, which is a whole other fun thing, eh? So yeah, this is yeah. If I'm drinking a lower ABV beer, to drink something like this, which is full flavored, it's full bodied, it's not trying to be a big hoppy IPA. It's just a really delicious time, and beer to accompany food, and
yeah, delicious.
good times.
Yeah, cheers, McLeod's.
Good work, good beer. Cheers, Joe.
Cheers.
Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Hey, it's the weekend tomorrow. The Fridge and Flagon will be open. It's coming towards the last couple of weekends before we close for Christmas. Come see us and have a beer with us here at the Fridge and Flagon. We're open 12 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays. And again, Joe has literally just dropped another fantastic deal on the website. So check out the website. We're doing a series of 12 days of Christmas deals.
Yeah.
So another Summer Smasher has just dropped, which is one that you may have tried before. See you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.